You are now in 13th century Central Asia, the heart of the Mongol Empire. Here, defiance means death. You were once a merchant of the Khwarezm Empire, but now you are a prisoner, condemned simply because your city killed a Mongol envoy. According to the Persian chronicler Juvayni, Genghis Khan made examples of those who refused to submit. For him, torture was never mere punishment. It was a message, a declaration of imperial will, carved into human memory through pain. This is not fiction. It is the suffering recorded in Persian and Russian chronicles. And now you stand in the very center of it. You kneel in the ruins of Otrar Fortress. The year is 1219. This city murdered the Khan's envoys, and Genghis Khan personally ordered the arrest of its governor, Inalchok. Juvayni described the scene in detail. The governor was dragged beside a blazing furnace, while soldiers began melting silver ingots. You stand nearby, forced to watch. As the flames turn the metal into liquid, the governor's eyes widen with terror. The furnace heat strikes your face. Sweat runs down your back. The air ripples. Each breath feels like swallowing fire. A Mongol soldier leans toward you and whispers, "That is the price of greed. Watch closely." You cannot turn away. Your arms are pinned. Your gaze is fixed on the furnace. When the silver finally melts, the soldiers pull the governor's head back. His mouth is forced open, and molten silver begins to pour in. The scream is brief. His throat burns from within. Steam bursts from his mouth and nose. His flesh bubbles, his eyes swell. His skin reddens and blisters. You fight the urge to vomit. The stench is unbearable, burning flesh mixed with hot metal. The governor's body convulses once, then falls still. But the soldiers keep pouring. Silver overflows his lips, runs down his chin, hardens on his chest as smoke rises from his clothes. The flesh melts. The skin peels away. Bone glows through. The soldiers laugh. "This is the Khan's justice," one says. And in that moment, you understand. This was not an execution, but a symbol. Those who coveted silver would die by it. Those who killed envoys and stole treasure would become that treasure. His body is left in the square for days. The silver cools and seals his mouth shut, his face forever twisted in agony. People pass in silence. You stand among them, your legs trembling, your mouth dry. That could be me, you think. No one removes the body. It remains as a warning for all to see. This was Genghis Khan's strategy, to turn fear into memory. As the historian Rashid al-Din later wrote, the same punishment was repeated in other cities, for greedy officials, traitorous merchants, and killers of envoys alike. Each was made into a message. To defy the Khan was to invite annihilation. The execution by molten silver was more than mere cruelty. It was a calculated warning against economic crime. As this story spread along the Silk Road, merchants learned one thing: never touch a Mongol envoy. Fear became a far more effective tool of control than war itself. And now you witness that fear firsthand. You are standing on the plains outside Samarkand. It is 1220, shortly after the city has fallen. According to Rashid al-Din, soldiers who resisted were tied to horses and dragged. A thick, coarse rope already binds your ankles. Its fibers bite deep into your skin. The other end is fastened tightly to the saddle of a Mongol cavalryman. You lie on the ground, staring up at the sky. Clouds drift slowly past. Around you, the moans of other captives echo across the plain. A breeze stirs your hair. It might be the last peaceful thing you ever feel. Ride. The command rings out. The horses surge forward. Your body slams against the earth, dragged, whipped, and torn. Stones and gravel lash your back. Your clothes rip apart, skin peeling away. As the speed increases, pain blooms like fire. Your head strikes a rock. A sharp ringing fills your ears. You try to scream, but dust fills your throat instead. You can't breathe. Your ribs crack. Your lungs feel crushed inside your chest. Every jolt sends lightning through your spine. Your arms twist unnaturally. Your shoulders dislocate. But the horses don't stop. They gallop across the open field, dragging what's left of you behind. Your back is flayed to the bone. Blood stains the earth in a long red trail. "Please, stop," you whisper, but no one listens. Your vision blurs, consciousness flickers. Pain does not fade, it multiplies. Chunks of flesh tear away. Your shoulder blades are exposed. The muscles in your arms split open. Blood runs into your eyes, turning the world red. Your ears buzz with a high, endless whine. When the horses finally stop, you are no longer recognizable as human. The soldiers untie the rope and mutter coldly, "Next." It is a method of efficiency, fast, visible, and terrifying. One execution could warn 100 others. The bodies are left on the road, and the next victims are dragged along the same path. The blood-stained dirt becomes a record of fear. Your mind fades, but even as it slips away, you hear the next man scream. This punishment, according to the Russian chronicles, was reserved for traitors and deserters. To be torn apart by horses meant not just the destruction of the body, but of the soul itself. It was believed that a shattered body released a shattered spirit. In the invasion of Kievan Rus, the same executions occurred. Corpses dragged by horses lined the roads, serving as an omen of the Mongol army's approach. Terror always arrived before the soldiers did, and it broke resistance long before battle began. Now, you are part of that terror, a body left behind on the road. You stand again, this time before a vast pit outside the walls of Bukhara. It is February 1220. The city has fallen. Giovanni wrote that thousands were buried alive here. The pit is wide and deep, already crowded with prisoners. Someone shoves you from behind. You fall, twisting your ankle as you hit the ground. There's no time to rise. The dirt begins to fall. Mongol soldiers stand above, shoveling earth with cold precision. Their faces are empty of emotion. This is not cruelty. It is procedure. The rhythm of shovels striking soil fills the air. Earth rains down, first over your feet, then your knees. You claw at it, but more keeps coming. Someone beside you cries out, "Please, get us out." Only laughter answers. The soldiers keep shoveling. The dirt reaches your waist, your chest. You can barely breathe. The air grows thin. Your lungs strain under the weight. A man next to you grabs your shoulder, his face pale with terror. Both of you are sinking. All around, people vanish beneath the soil, muffled screams swallowed by the earth. Is this how it ends? You tilt your head back as the dirt rises to your neck. The sky narrows to a sliver above you, then disappears. You see the sky, blue and endless, with clouds drifting softly above. Silhouettes of soldiers move against the light, their shovels rising and falling. You take one final, deep breath. Then, the earth covers your face. Darkness. Complete, suffocating darkness. Yet your mind remains awake. Soil fills your nose and mouth. Your lungs choke on dust. The pain of suffocation is slow, unbearable. You try to move, but cannot. The weight of the earth presses on you from all sides. Your chest tightens. Your heart hammers as if it will burst. Minutes pass, or hours. You can no longer tell. Time dissolves into agony and silence. Your thoughts fade, but even as they do, you hear the rhythmic scrape of shovels above, and faint, muffled screams breaking through the soil. This was the most efficient execution of all. No weapons required, minimal effort, and the earth itself erased every trace. Mass burial alive, used when killing thousands at once. One pit could hold hundreds. According to Giovanni, more than 30,000 people died this way in Bukhara alone. You are merely one among them. Rashid al-Din wrote, "The earth swallowed them." Burying the rebellious alive symbolized the land rejecting its own traitors. The ground they stood on became their grave. Later, the pit would be leveled, and horses would gallop over it, leaving nothing behind. Your existence is erased, your name forgotten. History moves on without you. Now you are in the central square of Nishapur. It is 1221. This city killed Genghis Khan's son-in-law, Tokucha, and the price was beyond imagination. According to Rashid al-Din, the entire population was wiped out. Before you stands a massive cauldron, flames roaring beneath it. Oil bubbles and pops at the surface. The stench, burning fat and smoke, fills the air, thick and choking. Heat strikes your face. Your eyelashes curl, your lips crack. The soldiers grab your arms. This is the price of betrayal. One says. They drag you toward the cauldron. You struggle. No, I did nothing. But it doesn't matter. Your hands touch the oil first. It sizzles. The skin blisters instantly. The pain explodes through your body. You scream. The sound raw, animal, unrecognizable. Your hands swell, skin splits, nails peel off. Beneath, the flesh cooks. Your nerves catch fire. The pain is beyond language. They push you deeper, your forearms sinking into the oil. Your skin dissolves, meat slipping from bone. You can't even scream now. Your throat has turned to ash. Your body trembles uncontrollably as the soldiers laugh. They lower you slowly, deliberately, extending the agony inch by inch. The oil reaches your shoulders. You whisper, Why are you doing this?" Tears mix with sweat and blood. Your voice breaks. By the time the oil touches your neck, you feel nothing. Your nerves are gone, burned away. Finally, they release you. Your body slips beneath the surface. You are still conscious as the world narrows to heat and pain. Then, silence. Around you, another captive is dragged forward. The next scream begins. This was a public execution, a performance of terror. The entire square watches, frozen in horror. The message is clear. No one defies the Khan and lives. Boiling oil was reserved for leaders and nobles, those whose deaths had to be remembered. Their suffering was the empire's theater. Giovanni wrote that in Nishapur. Every city leader met this fate. The square became a sea of blood and oil. The stench lingered for days. It was not only bodies that were destroyed, but minds. The survivors, those forced to watch, never resisted again. You are now part of that design, a weapon of fear, a fragment of history. Swallowed by the empire's silence, you lie on the open field outside the fortress of Merv. The year is 1221. This city too resisted, and Tolui's army descended upon it without mercy. According to the Russian chronicles, this was how executions were carried out. Your limbs are bound to stakes, you cannot move. Ropes cut deep into your wrists and ankles. A soldier approaches, holding a wooden wedge. Its tip is sharp, its surface roughly carved. Sunlight glints off the point, casting a thin, deadly shadow on the ground. You can see the grain of the wood, and stains of dried blood from a previous victim. "Now you'll see how the body breaks," the soldier says, setting the wedge beneath your knee. Another soldier steps forward with a hammer. The first blow lands. The wedge pierces your skin. Pain shoots through your leg like lightning, and you scream. A second strike. The wedge drives deeper, striking bone. A third. The sound is dull and wet, like a branch snapping. But it's not a branch. It's your bone. Marrow leaks out. Blood sprays across the dirt. "Please, stop," you beg. The hammer falls again. The wedge bursts through the other side of your knee. Blood spills freely, soaking the ground. Your leg goes numb, the nerves are gone. But the soldiers continue. A new wedge is placed beneath your elbow. The process repeats. The blow, the crack, the scream. Your arm bends the wrong way. Splinters of bone tear through your skin. Tendons snap like strings. You are barely conscious now. Your body is pierced through, bleeding from every joint. Is this the end? You think, but it isn't. The soldiers bring one last wedge. They place it on your shoulder. The hammer strikes. The wedge crushes your collarbone. The pain transcends meaning. You can only stare at the sky. A bird flies overhead. Free, beautiful. You want to follow it, anywhere but here. This was a slow death designed with precision. Each major joint destroyed, one by one, until nothing remained. It was used especially for commanders and nobles, their broken bodies symbolizing the shattering of their authority. According to Rashid al-Din, the nobles of Merv were executed this way. Their impaled corpses were displayed before the city gates, a message to every city that still dared to resist. The agony lasted for hours. A quick death was mercy, but Genghis Khan showed no mercy to traitors. You suffer for hours, and slowly you die. Now you are bound atop a pile of wood and straw in the ruins of Urgench. The year is still 1221. This city was one of the last to resist the Mongol Empire, and Juvayni wrote that its punishment was beyond horror. Dry wood crackles beneath your feet. Hundreds of captives and soldiers stand around, watching in silence. A soldier steps forward, holding a torch. The flame flickers in the wind. You stare blankly at its glow. The world is quiet. No one breathes. The sun sets, painting the sky blood-red, as if the whole world were already on fire. This is your final warning. Such is the fate of those who defy the Khan. He shouts, hurling the torch onto the pile beneath you. At first, the flames move slowly. The dry straw begins to smolder, smoke rising in twisting lines. You cough as it burns your throat and stings your eyes. The heat grows, faint warmth at first, then unbearable fire. Your shoes begin to melt. Your soles blister. The warmth becomes agony. Your toenails curl and dissolve. Skin bubbles and bursts. The flames climb higher, licking at your legs. Your clothes ignite next. Fire crawls up your trousers and kisses your skin. The pain begins as a sting, and then a storm. You scream, "Put it out, please." No one moves. The fire roars upward, past your thighs, your waist, your chest. Your skin swells and splits, your fat melting and feeding the fire itself. Muscles tighten. Your body twists in unnatural shapes. The stench fills the air. Burning flesh, burning hair, and smoke thick enough to choke the sky. You try to scream again, but your voice is gone. Your throat has burned away. Your lungs fill with smoke. You suffocate. Your vision dims. Only the fire dances before your eyes. It's over. It's finally over. You think. Your consciousness fades, and the pain recedes, but your body continues to burn. Flames reach your face, your hair vanishes in a flash. The pyre engulfs you completely. Your eyes boil. Your brain cooks inside your skull. No one speaks. The crowd stands frozen, paralyzed by fear. When the fire finally dies, there is nothing left but charred bone and ash carried off by the wind. This was the most public and symbolic of all executions. Fire meant purification, but also complete annihilation. Those who resisted would not only die, but vanish without trace. Burning at the stake was reserved for religious leaders and those with spiritual power. To burn them was to destroy their souls, to deny them any chance of resurrection or paradise. According to Juvayni, Hundreds of imams and scholars in Urgench were executed this way. Their ashes were scattered into the river, so that not even a grave would remain. The smoke from the pyres rose high into the sky, visible for miles, a warning to every city that followed, a message that even God could not save them. You become dust carried away by the wind. You have just lived the terror of Genghis Khan. This is no fiction. It is the recorded truth found in 13th century Persian and Russian chronicles. Juvaini, Rashid al-Din, and countless witnesses preserved it. Genghis Khan's tortures were never senseless cruelty. They were strategic instruments of empire, psychological warfare carved into human flesh. One city's suffering ensured the next city's surrender. Fear traveled faster than any army. The pain you have felt was once real, endured by hundreds of thousands. History was written, and we must remember. Which empire's darkness will you face next? Like and subscribe, not for entertainment, but for memory. This channel revives the forgotten pain and tells the truths buried beneath the past. Thank you for watching.